Hi, I'm Justin, and welcome to the Lord of the Rings Online, an MMORPG that takes place in Middle-earth. For those who don't know, The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien is my favorite story of all time, and a work of fiction that I endlessly study. This game came out in 2007 when I was a senior in high school, but I did not start playing until 2022. I very quickly found out that I have been missing one of the greatest games I have ever played. Now, a few weeks ago, I started a new character on the Sting server, a human lore master named Gildil from Gondor. Now, the lore master is a mage-like class that casts powerful spells to do a bunch of damage, and it's been so much fun playing as this character. It's the first time I'm playing as this class. I'm having a blast. It's been such a fun couple of weeks. I played through the standard tutorial at the beginning of January, and then I decided I was going to start streaming these sessions, and I've been recording them as well. So that began back on January 15th. Since then, I've done a handful of streams and plan on continuing them as long as I have some free time. This is a condensed version of the live stream where I've taken out some of the slower moments while traveling around. You don't need to know much about the game to understand what's going on, but a general idea of how MMORPGs work, as well as the characters and story beats of The Lord of the Rings, is probably helpful. Now, if you enjoyed this adventure, great, fantastic. Please hit the like button. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to follow me on this adventure and get updates for when I post new videos, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button here. And also, follow me on Twitch so you can watch the live streams, live. So without further delay, the adventure begins. So I created a new character, this lovely chap, Gildil. Look at this hat. What a hat. Got the fancy cape. It's from Gondor, as you can tell in the background. This is going to be a continuation of the character that I started last week. I have played through most of the early game, most like the tutorial, the opening little quest in Archit, the little village next to Bree that gets attacked. You help out Strider, help out a couple of the citizens of the town. Basically, uncover that one of Aragorn's ranger friends gets stabbed by a Nazgul with a Morgul blade. He himself becomes a wraith and goes on a killing spree of a bunch of rangers that are friends with Aragorn. That guy has a horse that makes fire footprints. That's impressive. So we played through the early game. We've skipped a lot of the boring stuff, the backstory stuff. We have a quest coming up. This is the beginning of the forward. I don't like how I can't get this game to save my my text font preferences. We basically have to go to Bree. We're currently in the Shire. Currently in the little crafting facility right by Mickle Delving. So we're going to first say hello to everyone in the world. Always be polite. I haven't played this game for the most part in probably about 8 months, maybe a year. I just decided to start a new character. This is the first time I've played through the Lore Master, which is the closest thing this game has to a wizard. Again, fancy hat. Definitely a wizard's hat. I chose to set up this guy as a man from Gondor because I think the men and the hobbits have the most coherent intro, the most well-written intro, like everything makes sense. The quests are fun. You're obviously thrown into a situation where you have Aragorn as your guiding hand through the first steps. So that's why I chose
How do you do?
to restart this character or this class as a human. Let's make our way to Bree. What we're going to be doing tonight is we're just going to be playing through some of the main quests. We might take a look at some of the side quests along the way. But let's get ourselves to West Bree. So we're going to head up to the Prancing Pony. We will get our little horse with us. I am playing as a paid account, so I do have access earlier than most, free-to-play characters to a horse, which I've named as Gildil. He is gray, just like the moon and the stars. I felt appropriate to name him after the Cinder Nord for moon. Alright, so we gotta talk to Strider. I'm pretty sure he's upstairs in one of these rooms. Hello, Strider. Let's gonna begin the quest, An Unwanted Guest. Or I guess continue it. Aragorn says, the Bree folk may think these brigands are a great evil, but there are greater evils that would turn their hearts cold. Which is, a line from, I think, or a variation of a line that Aragorn has at the Council of Elrond.
Your tidings are grim.
Yes, our tidings are grim, while the Black Wolves, that's the gang, kind of in league with, yeah, definitely in league with the evil men from Angmar. They are the gang that has attacked and tried to burn down Archit, which is a town just to the north and east of Bree. We beat them in the prologue. Amdir's escape bodes ill. Amdir is the ranger friend who has been turned into a wraith by the Morgul Blade. He must be stopped before it's too late.
There is little time to waste.
So Book 1, Chapter 1, Unraveling the Thread. The Dourhand's lord fled to Breeland after his defeat, and not by mere chance. I see the hand of the Captain of the Nine in all of these affairs, in the West, in the Shire, and in Breeland. We must unravel the thread of his plans, and I believe I know how. To the east of Bree there is a Black Wolf camp which my men have been watching closely. A shadow has recently spread across the camp. I believe it is here that Amdir has gone, and this dwarf lord as well. There we must go, and there we must end Amdir's life, if he can still be called living. We will wait for nightfall and then make our move against the Black Wolves. Speak with me again when you are ready to depart. So we will get a bit of reputation, as well as one of these 3 bits of armor. Since I am playing like a mage class, I can only wear light armor, which means we are just a pinata. A very dangerous pinata that can shoot fire and lightning bolts, but we can still get hit pretty hard. So we will probably, what's the better improvement? Yeah, probably the better improvement is the Cloak of Carlin, because that has better armor and it raises your maximum health, which is pretty good. And it raises it by... what percentage of 427 is 12? It's not nothing. So we will accept this, and then we are going to begin an instance, which is like a little...
Strider and the Rangers pursue their fallen brother Amdir to the Blackwolves camp, but not all is as it seems.
So instances are sort of like little story beats that are fairly linear. Basically travel with a bunch of friends. They're always pretty easy. I'm playing actually on one step more difficult than the normal campaign. I forget what it's called. But you talk to someone in any village and they can raise or lower your difficulty a little bit. Can you feel the chill in the air, says Aragorn. It is no natural cold, but the chill of fear, of evil. I do not doubt that Amdir is here, but there is a greater evil as well. We should split our strength. For the good of Middle-earth, none can be allowed to escape. Langland and I will look for another way inside, while you and Tortham search for Amdir. We must be quick now, before the evil bursts forth from here and threatens all of Breland. So we're going to sneak into this Blackwold camp, and we are just going to wreck the place. So they're gonna run off, and I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen to them. Oh, nope, this guy wants to chat first.
Are you ready?
Come with me. It is time to deal with Amdir and these brigands. If Amdir escapes, it could spell doom for Middle-earth. Let's go, let's find Amdir. So we're gonna go. And these two unfortunate people are about to just get walloped. The dwarf's gone mad, apparently. Not as mad as we're about to go. No, there's no run. Oh, I guess I'll get away. It's usually bad news when the NPC runs in front of you because they're usually really stupid. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, this guy's come back. What a brave soul. He got scared, then he came back, and then he died. So, poor sense of judgment from him. Let's hit them all. You can get Palpatined. This one's trying to hide behind a tree. Tree did not help her. We will summon an earthquake, summon a bit of fire. There we go. Every now and again, just let the NPC think that they're actually helping. Yep, there we go. There's a couple people back here. And yeah, we blew them away with a wind spell. Okay, if we need... I don't think we lost a single health point in that. You regain health pretty quickly in this game, so these little calm moments in the game are really for if you're really bad at the game. Or I guess we're playing, on high difficulties, but I don't know how many people actually play this game on very difficult levels. This is a pretty chill MMORPG. More people want to try and kill us. They can have fun with that. Yeah. Oh, he actually hit me. That was mean. She looked like she was talking to a tree. Interesting. Oh. Did you think that service to Angmar came without a cost? Oh, this is Skorgrim. This the crazy dwarf. The one that I think is resurrected. Yeah, he looks resurrected. That is a resurrected dwarf. You can tell by the eyes. Oh, he wants to deal with us. Something's attacking. Oh, a barrow wight. You're not a barrow. You're just a wight. We will easily deal with him. They brought rats. The rats didn't help either. Yeah, we lost about a quarter of a health there, but it was pretty simple. Apparently the greatest evils might be beyond this gate. Who was that dwarf, and what power has he to command wights? The Black Wolves were in terror of that creature is certain, but I sense something greater still in these ruins. And where's Amdir? Perhaps beyond that gate. I think there might be a Nazgul here that we run into. We don't fight him. I know that much. But I think there might be a ring wraith that we get to take a look at. And yep, oh. There's multiple ring wraiths. Now, Amdir, take on the robes of the Kargul. The Forsworn. Not the Forsworn from Skyrim. This person's gonna try and stop us. Oh, he went right for me. I am Kargul. I serve the Great Eye. Oh, we have to kill him, don't we? That's sad. We have a big staff attack thing. And he's dead. Okay. Amdir, be at peace. So tragically, our ranger friend does pass away. He really hadn't been having a great couple of last days. Turning into a wraith and all that. The day both dreary and joyous. Grieves me that we are forced to slay Amdir, but a relief that he now knows peace. I will lead you back to Strider. I will return to my camp. Let's boogie.
Day.
The Nazgul have crossed the Eisen and are heading for the Shire. The hobbits must be quick-footed enough to escape the wrath of the Nine. And we can only hope that Frodo slips through the traps of the enemy.
Those little cutscenes are quite well done, I have to say. You know, they mention, you know, scenes from the book that they obviously can't recreate perfectly in the game, and the fact that, you know, they can. Those cutscenes were from 2007, so I'm sure the Peter Jackson films were still fresh in their minds at the time. You can sort of tell by the dialogue that they use that they took a lot of inspiration from the movies, while also being, you know, I think, showing a bit more respect to the action in the book. Strider says, it grieves my heart that the enemy was able to turn Amdir thus. He was my friend and kinsman. My people will remember him as the man he once was, good and noble. It troubles me that the Nazgul have crossed the river and moved into Breland at just this time. There are events in motion which could determine the fate of Middle-earth. If you are able and willing, I may have another task for you. We are very able and willing, my dear friend Strider. We will pick up this nice little cloak.
I have a task for you.
And we are going to pop it on. So right now, this cloak is pretty nice. Let's see how the new one looks like. Ooh, I like this better. Yeah, this is the old one. Decent. But I like how this is just like 2 colors, and you get like a little nice, nice little hem in the middle of it. I am curious to know who the dwarf you encountered at the Black Wolves camp was. Dwarves are by nature honorable, cannot be dominated by the will of any. Why would this one serve the enemy, I cannot say. Worse yet is the appearance of the Nazgul. I must go watch the East Road, for I am expecting some travelers, and now fear they may be in danger. Who could that be? Would you travel to Combe and speak to Constable there named Underhill? You may know him already. We do. We helped him out a little bit back in the prologue. Stout little fellow who loiters about town center. You may suggest to Underhill that he investigate the Black Wolves' old hideout. When that is done, return here with your report. Ooh, another little cutscene.
What road did you take, Frodo? The ringwraiths ride openly in the Shire, but there are places which are even more terrible and dangerous. If you choose the path I fear, search for the light in the darkness.
Nice little Tom Bombadil mention. Oh, so it just took us to Combe, so we didn't even have to really travel there. Good. So one bit of concern I have is I was getting a lot of lag in this particular part of the world a couple of nights ago when I first started playing. I am playing on Sting. Sting is the server I'm playing on. And I know a lot of people have, one of the big critiques of this game is that the game can get laggy at times because you are in a persistent world. I didn't know this until I restarted playing, but they moved the servers to the West Coast, which is a problem because they used to be up in Massachusetts and I'm in New York. So I used to have a really good connection. For a little bit, I was concerned that the server move made my connection just a little bit worse. I played around with some settings the other night. I have been getting a little bit better load times and a little bit more stable FPS, but I have not been to this part of the world since I tinkered with those settings, so
How do you do?
we're gonna find out really soon if this is still a problem. So this is Constable Underhill. He's a hobbit. Combe is a town much like Bree, where hobbits and men live together, coexist. Really lovely, peaceful situation. And the constable says, "Hello there, is there anything I can help you with? The Black Wolves have been broken and scattered, you say? That is good news for Combe, yes, since they attacked Archet, a couple of days ago. So this ranger, Strider, thinks we should investigate Skunkwood's old hideout. Well now, I'm not so sure of that. It's not a safe place, I hear. It's probably why we should investigate it. Well, I suppose you're right. I should make sure those Black Wolves aren't hiding in that cave of theirs again, mustering their strength. But I'll want some help. Will you travel with me to Skunkwood's old hideout? It's south of the guardhouse at the northeast end of Stattle Pond, near Stattle Falls. If they are gathering there, I'll need help driving them out again. When you are ready, come back and we'll go together to the old hideout." So we'll hit accept.
Hello there.
And this should be another instance. Yep, there we go.
Amdir's defeat shattered the back of the Black Walls, but pieces of the mystery remain unsolved.
Okay, so this is just another Another... This is just another, time where we get to show off our, unlimited power. Goodness, this place is quiet as a tomb. I wish we could just say all is peaceful and leave, but I suppose we need to do a better job of it than that. Alright, no use putting off what must be done. Come along, and make sure you have your play at the ready. Don't know if you noticed this. Excuse me, Mr. Constable. What part of this character, this wizard's hat character who doesn't have a sword, screams, have your blade at the ready? We use a staff here. Anyways, on we go. We have been here before in the prologue. Hello. What are you... Yeah, those just came out of nowhere. Little Nika Breakers are creatures from the Midwater marshes, which are nearby and poisoned. That's not good. Let's cure that. I hope that was the last of them. We're like 2 minutes into this dungeon, so it's probably not. Yep, there's more. Let's just do a big staff thing and burn him. There we go. More stuff. These just pop up at every turn. Not much of a big deal. Yep, there they go. Coming here may not have been such a good idea. Well, we knew it wasn't. Look, no one's vacationing here, Constable. We just gotta take everyone out. Oh, hello. I do like how this class has really good area of effect spells and abilities like that staff sweep. Because the most difficult moments are in this game, especially when you're playing low level. Oh, he's poisoned. Oh, sorry, I can't cure him. I can cure myself. Hopefully he doesn't die. Nope, the poison wore off. The most difficult part of this game is when you get crowded. If you can get some good area of effect powers, this game is really easy. That's why I think playing as champion is, you know, if you're a first-time player, we're missing some drama. Someone just died. That's not good. If you can deal with... Oh. Are you attacking? Why are you attacking me? Also, I think I used a... Oh, the Black Wolf leader died.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
Not sure why the constable ran ahead when there's someone just dying over here. First was that Aegon saying that if we pledged to Angmar, we'd be made rich. That's what they all say. Well, when that all fell apart, a few of us decided we didn't want anything to do with Angmar anymore. We started talking to some fellows, men who came up from the south, an ugly bunch, probably from Isengard, but at least they didn't seem likely to go raising foul spirits or some such on us. No, they were just, you know, going to ally to Mordor in different ways. Not ally. You know, it's... The movies make it seem like they were allies, but Saruman is really just out for himself. Seems as though Angmar didn't like the prospect of us leaving them. that dwarf came along, and you can see how that ended. Suppose the Black Wolves are at their end. That's a shame. Very dramatic death, though. 10 out of 10. Even the East German judge gave it a 10 out of 10. No idea how he escaped this place. We'll never follow him now.
Just a moment.
Seems like the strange dwarf escaped. How he got out of here is a mystery to me. From what you said, that brigand's tale, that dwarf was the one we should have been worried about, not these Black Wolves. Suppose they're truly broken now. For some reason, I still don't feel safe. Yeah. It's an understatement. Well, there's not much more we can do here. You'd best take tidings back to your ranger friend in Bree. So let's skedaddle.
The rangers which once guarded the borders of the Shire have been scattered or slain. Frodo has left the Shire, but great perils await him in Bree. I am too late. Someone must find him before the Nazgûl.
Oh, we were floating for a sec. Our characters are covered. Let's talk to him again.
Day, isn't it?
Good show indeed. You sure showed those Black Wolf rascals what for. Yeah, we did. That's why I'm a wizard. Resilient trousers. It's really the only thing we can choose that our character can wear and is actually going to help us, so let's pick that up. +3 to will, which is good because will affects, pretty sure how powerful our magic is.
Can I take a
So
moment
let's
of your
put
time?
those on first. Let's get a good look at the pants we were wearing. Very nice. Now the new pants. We probably should be changing our pants in private, but we're gonna do it out in the open. I like them. Nice little green. Kind of clashes with the cloak, but well, we'll work on that. Okay, so this constable says, "What are you still doing about here? Those Black Wolves are gone, and likely for good. That strange dwarf might still be around, but I'll wager he went on to somewhere a bit more interesting. You should take that news to your friend Strider in Breetown. If he sent you out here, he likely wants to know what we found. He'll probably be at the Prancing Pony. Those rangers surely like their beer, and the pony has the best. Yada yada yada." Oh, we just gonna... Okay, it was easier than I remember it. The enemy is on the move. All should be prepared for dark days ahead. Strider says you have returned, and just in time. Much has happened since you left, but I have little time to relate it. The tidings you have brought me will be of great use to my men here in Breeland, but there is a more immediate threat that we must deal with now. While you were away, those same Nazgûl you saw with Amdir attacked the pony. They were in search of the travelers I had been awaiting, 4 hobbits of the Shire. I cannot tell why they had such interest in my companions, but I can tell you that I will have need of your help again.
I need your aid.
Well, both you and I have seen 5 Nazgûl. Their number is 9. Before I can take my charges beyond Bree, I must know where the other 4 are hiding. Would you travel to the west and speak to Langland? I sent him to Buckland to watch over a particular hobbit, but it seems that Mr. Underhill and his friends decided to take a different path and are now here under my protection. Still, Langland may know the whereabouts of the remaining Nazgûl. Camp's on a rise just north of the Buckland Gate, and may have seen something that will lead me. Okay. So we will head out. Let's head to Buckland. Unfortunately, there's no swift travel to Buckland, which is a bit of a disappointment. I generally like the travel system in this game, but I think, especially in the older parts of the game, the Shire Bree, the North Downs in particular, it's so frustrating because there's only like one hub area where you can fast travel to. It's very antiquated. I don't think every location should have like a quick travel hub. You know, you shouldn't be able to fast travel everywhere. But like from village to village, you should be able to fast travel too. Like if you're going from Bree to Buckland, which is a village, you should have fast travel available. If you've never played this game before, while you are traveling via a horse at a that you buy for like a couple of silver pieces at a stable, and the game auto moves you, you are invincible to enemy attacks. Like none of the mobs will attack you, so that is the good thing. And you don't have to drive manually, you can just do this hands-free. The bad thing is we are passing on a lot of opportunities to mine. Like that's just a good source of crafting materials. My craft right now, I have 3 crafts: a prospector, a jeweler, and a scholar. So basically, I find a bunch of metal out in the world. I teach myself how to craft jewelry better, and then I craft the jewelry. It's a pretty solid system, I think. Crafting, I'm always big into the crafting in the early game, but once I hit like the troll shaws, and we can actually hop off here. Once I get to like the troll shaws and the misty mountains, that's usually where I stop worrying about my crafting skills. I feel like I want to change that on this run, and I feel like I'm going to need to change it, just because I still feel a little bit underpowered, which is strange because you've seen me just like tear up the instances, but I still feel like if I run into some enemies that are higher level than me and I get surrounded, I'm gonna go down really quickly, which we obviously want to avoid. So I think having the best sort of jewelry, the best sort of equipment on hand is gonna help prevent that. Let's find out where this ranger is. Langland's camp sits on a rise north of the Buckland Gate along the Great East Road, west of Bree, so it should be up around here. It should be up there. Let's check. Okay, we're gonna have to defeat some mobs along the way. It's fine. Bears are really no threat to us. This is just some good XP. Yeah, you see what I mean? Feel a little bit underpowered. We're also gonna check some good sources of metal. So we can do a lightning strike. We can use cold to like slow down enemies, and then obviously we have our trusty staff. We're bleeding a bit, so let's heal up. As you've seen before, I can shoot fire, which is always fun. I can use the power of the wind. That's an area of effect spell. Obviously the most fun is lightning, because who doesn't like that? Yeah, we can just do that all day. Yeah, the boar attacked me. I think it knows who the real enemy is. It didn't even wait for me to approach it. Just saw me. I was like, you need to be stopped. I will say the one sort of issue I have with this game is that you never hear of like animals attacking, just like wild animals attacking anyone in Tolkien's work, unless they're like, the wolves were, really not just like wild wolves. They were just somewhat sentient, and that they have alliances with the goblins and they can talk to each other. You really just don't run into like, a bear that attacks any of the fellowship. And for, as few examples of like that happening in Lord of the Rings, you sure kill a lot of the wildlife in Middle Earth in this game. Like obviously the Crebain. We all know why Crebain are hostile, because they are servants of Saruman. And possibly of Sauron. That's a nice friendly cup, we won't kill him. But it's always puzzled me that, there is a lot of just like angry wildlife in this game that kind of, I don't know, you need to populate the world with like obstacles and enemies. That boar did a really good job against me. He was a bit high level. He was level 20. We're only not even level 17. So we are running into a part of the world that might be a bit... Okay, yeah, this is gonna be very challenging. This guy is level 21. He's hiding behind a tree. Oh yeah, that's not good. Oh, this is... Whew. He took out like almost half my health. Just one boar. Okay, this one's a little less difficult. Yeah, that was a lot easier. We need to find where our ranger friend is. Oh, we did level up just then. Okay, let's take a look at our perks. We've basically been going very generalist. Oh, this thing's gonna attack me, isn't it? Let's get out of the tree. Okay, there we go. You know what, maybe we look at our character sheet when we're in town. How about that? Oh, I think I found it. Right, a long time later, we finally ran into this guy. Dude's just power napping. Here is Langland. We have found him.
Greetings.
Aragorn has sent aid? Nazgul, 4 more were back in Buckland. They rode swiftly to the east upon black steeds. I was foolish enough to stand in their way, and they ran me down. I will heal in time, but the riders have left a threat in their wake that must be dealt with. Must ask for your help.
Stay a moment.
In the Black Rider's wake, Krebine have taken roost. They are not the common strain from Dunland, but a breed I have not seen before. Likely these foul creatures keep watch on Buckland and the Shire, or at the very least, me, since they have taken to staring at me in the night. While the Krebine may see nothing of interest, the fact that the enemy has eyes here is dangerous. If we were to blind these eyes, the enemy would not be as sure in directing its efforts. If you would, dispose of the Krebine that roost to the southwest, just beyond my camp. And we have to kill 4 of them. Here's literally all the Krebine in the world. Gonna use a ground quake spell, and yep, even though they're in the air, the earthquake hurt them, which I feel like physically doesn't make sense, but I'm not gonna argue it. Right, so we defeated 4 birds. That was very, very easy. Let's head back to our ranger friend. Oh, there's someone else here. Wait, no, come back. Let's be friends. I'm gonna cheer him. Oh, and another person.
What do you need?
Let's turn on the quest. We got increased reputation. I must ask that you do something in Buckland, as it was their horn call that alerted me to the presence of the Nazgul.
Might I take
This
a
actually
moment of
timed
your
out
time?
really well, because we just said it just turned morning, and I believe in the chapter A Night in the Dark, is the Nazgul attack like late? I think it's either late night or very early morning. So it makes sense that we should be investigating what happened here in the morning. Say that Underhill is with Aragorn? I know of no Underhills. I was sent to watch over a hobbit named Baggins. I must assume that is whom Aragorn spoke of. That he is safe is welcome news, for my fears are somewhat allayed. It was late in the night, well, there we go. It was late in the night when I heard the horn call of Buckland. Running to the road, I saw the Nazgul leaving Buckland at a gallop. I tried to stop them. They ran me down. You already told us this. I fear they had already found Baggins. 4 hours passed eastward towards Bree, but we may discover what they learned, if anything, at Baggins' home in Crick Hollow. It's a cottage surrounded by a high hedge, almost directly southeast of the Buckland Gate. So we have to go and investigate there. And yet, if you've only experienced Lord of the Rings through the Jackson films, you don't know about Crick Hollow. I'm assuming if you're playing this game, you have at least some knowledge of the books. But yeah, in the films, they go straight from the Shire to Bree. In the book, Frodo fakes that he's moving to Buckland, this place called Crick Hollow. Stays there for a night, then goes into the old forest. They meet Tom Bombadil, meet a couple of Barrow-wights. It's fun. Old Man Willow, who could forget that? Understandably kept out of the movies because the pacing would have been awful. But a lovely part of the book. I think I'd really love to see a Netflix or Amazon or whatever type of series where kind of like what they're doing with the Harry Potter series, where each each season is a specific book. Like, I'd love a, 10 episode series on just like book 1 of the Fellowship of the Ring. I think we passed Crick Hollow. It definitely wouldn't work as a movie adaptation of Lord of the Rings, but I think if you broke each book, like, book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, book 6, the little each section of like Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers and Return of the King into their own series, it would be incredible. Because you just have so much more time. You'd have 10 hours to explore, each and every little detail in the book. I think it would work.
Oh, gracious me!
All right, Fredegar Bolger, the fifth beetle, the beetle who is never a beetle. Fredegar Bolger is Frodo and Merry and Pippin's one of the best friends in the book. He gets left behind. He doesn't want to go through the old forest and stays behind in the Shire. And things don't go well for him once Saruman takes over. So here he is in the game. Who? What? No, I don't have it. Oh, wait. You aren't one of those Black Riders. Well pointed out. I must tell you that I haven't been so frightened in my life. Did they learn anything from me? Well, those riders came bursting into the house, but I had already slipped out the back way. Not a thing did they get from me. When the sheriffs came, they made me tell them about Frodo and the others going off into the old forest, but I didn't say a thing about the enemy's ring. Oh dear, I mean, what is that? It sounds like crows. Oh, we're still cheering people. That's not what we need to do. That was really easy. Well, more are coming. Poor Fredegar is already down to half health. Because we were set to cheersing. There we go. We didn't get all of them, though. Some flew off into the old forest. Uh-oh. I hope they don't come back. Well, they won't, because we're going to go track them down. And now we have to go back and talk to Langland. And this is why this game is really well paced and really well designed, especially in the game's first act, because you're basically a step behind where the Fellowship is, or what will eventually be the Fellowship, every step of the way. So like right now, we're not following Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin, but we are visiting the same locations that they did. And for completely different reasons. We are not on this quest because we are the chosen one. That's one of the things I love about this game, is that you're just a random person in Middle Earth who wants to help out. There is nothing special about your character. You're just a simple everyman who wants to help out. There is something, really nice about that. you know, a lot of games like other games I play similar to this, you know, Skyrim. I played a lot of Bethesda games. There is a trend that's, you know, you're always playing as like the person of destiny, and I think to just be some rando helping out where he can, that's very refreshing. The enemy's ring. It is no wonder Aragorn was so secretive as to why the enemy was seeking Baggins. If the Crabine heard Fredegar's words, the enemy will know for certain that the ring is no longer in the Shire, and all will be lost. Finding those birds in the Old Forest will not be a simple task. I would ask that you return to Aragorn and Bree, and seek his counsel on how to find these foul birds. Right, now let's get back to Bree. Because I am VIP, I could just use a mithril coin and travel to him. I don't like doing that, except in places that are really hard to travel around. It just breaks the immersion. I did a lot in Moria, because Moria is an absolute chore to move around him, but generally, you know, outside, I prefer traveling. Angmar is another place where I traveled around a lot by Mithril Coin, because it's really depressing up there. I don't want to say it's poorly designed. It's really creepy and really has a cool aesthetic to it, but it is creepy, and sometimes, especially if I'm just playing alone late at night, that's not the feeling I want. There's enough feeling of joy going around in the world these days for me to, you know, have to experience it while I'm playing video games. The really cool thing about this game is the further away you get from like the recommended level for an area, the fewer mobs will try to attack you. Like if you're like level 17 and we went to an area that was for level 20 players, the mobs will like sniff you out, hunt you down, just absolutely treat you with no respect. It can get ugly, especially if you're very under level for an area. You will die very quickly. But as you gain experience and you get, you know, further above the level for that area, the fewer enemies will try and attack you, and they'll give you a wider berth, so it makes traveling around the areas a bit easier.
You bring dire news.
This is dire news. While the 4 hobbits I was awaiting are safe for the moment, the protection Bree offers is fleeting at best. We must leave soon, and if the enemy's suspicions were confirmed by these Crabine, that what they seek is no longer in the Shire, our trip may be all the more perilous. Yet the Old Forest is a twisting labyrinth that can lead even the most experienced tracker astray. Finding these Crabine will not be easy, and now we have a choice of which belt we want. Oh, sorry, this is a bracelet? Yeah, it's a bracelet. So we can choose the one that gives us fate, increased morale, and increased critical rating. That's good. Or just the one that increases maximum power. I've been playing this game about 4 years. 3.5, 4 years. I don't think I've ever run into a situation where I am needing more power. Like, power is this little blue bar that determines how often you can do like special attacks. I have never once like felt I needed more of it. So we are obviously going to go for the one that gives us the increased morale, increased critical rating. You can see I have a couple of ones that I crafted. We'll swap one of them out. Probably swap out the fine copper bracelet, that way we can get double morale bonus. And again, the in-combat power regen, that the fine copper bracelet just isn't worth it. So let's find this little thing here. We're going to replace the fine copper bracelet, that's the second one on the menu. We will bind this to our character, which means we can't sell it to any other playable characters. And there we go. So now we are at 460 morale. And now we have a new quest. I love the Old Forest. It's got the perfect vibes. It's a little intimidating, especially if you're under character, if you're under level. It's very twisty and turny, very maze-like, without being too confusing. Now, I haven't been there in a couple of years, so I might not know my way around as well as I used to. But they did a good job with it. There is one who could find these Crabine for us if we were to ask him for such aid. However, he may not see our worries as his. He is known by many peoples as by many names. Of old, he was known as Orld to men, while the dwarves, he was simply Forn. The elves call him Yarwain Ben Adar, oldest and fatherless. However, in these days, he is known as Tom Bombadil by those few who are aware of him. Look for Old Bombadil's house, which lies at the far eastern end of the Withywindle, the river that flows through the Old Forest. He may help you if you ask him in my name, Aragorn. If you discover anything, I would ask that you address it as best you can. I wish I could help you in this task, but the safety of my charges comes before all else. And now we're going to head back to Buckland. The best bunch of side quests in this game, and that is the Bingo Boffin.
I am really sorry
side
about
quest.
this, but I think we forgot one.
Bingo is a reference to the original name Professor Tolkien was playing around with for the character that would eventually become Frodo. That name changed pretty late into the writing process. Again, you can read all of this in Return of the Shadow, History of Middle Earth. Just a brilliant book if you're interested in how Tolkien went from, manuscript to manuscript and all these different edits he made over a number of years to arrive at Lord of the Rings. Really good read if you're into Tolkien scholarship. So they named this character after Frodo's original name, and he goes on a journey that's similar but not beat for beat like Frodo's. But he's a hobbit. He has a home in Mickle-Delving. I did a bunch of his early quests a couple of nights ago. We got him over to Newbury in Buckland, and now we're going to help him find one of his relatives that's lost in the Old Forest. So, I must confess, I did not remember Prissa having so many sons and daughters. I will work to remember all their names. When I was last here, several years ago, one of Prissa's daughters made an impression, for she was becoming quite an adventurous sort. What would she say about my present journey, I wonder? She had a flowery name, I believe. Marigold, perhaps? Yes, that was it. Now, where is young Marigold? Bingo peers at the assemblage of boffins, and his curious smile slowly fades. Oh, I'm really sorry about this Gildil, but I think we've got one. The previous quest we did, we had to run around Buckland to find all his little cousins and relations and all that. Ask one of the boffins about Marigold. So, let's ask little Angelica here.
And further into the old forest recently.
You're right, I don't see Marigold anywhere, but that's not unusual. She's always wandering off. She fashioned herself a wooden sword and fancies herself a hero. Can you believe that? She's been going further and further into the old forest recently, and sometimes brings back mushrooms and other treats for the rest of us kids. It's dangerous in there, though. Bats and roots and wolves, she says. If you're going to track her down the old forest, you'll need to deal with all of those at some point. So we have to kill 3 of each type of enemy. Roots, bats, wolves. Oh my. Let's pick up a couple more quests. What's this quest? Oh, right, that's my Lore Master quest. Probably should do that at some point, but today is not the day.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Alright, this chap is Brumbled Tunnely. The bears of the old forest have always been dangerous, but in the past they were not very aggressive and could be avoided. Now they are roaming all over the place and may even come out of the forest to threaten Buckland if they aren't stopped. There's a tunnel through the high hay east of here. So we have to defeat 12 bears, should be no problem.
Might I have a word with you?
We have to defeat more bats. We already have a quest to defeat a couple of bats. 2 bats, 1 stone, I suppose.
Could I take a moment?
And now this is Berengar Hynol. Wolves in the old forest have always been something of a threat to foresters and woodsmen. Recently become more dangerous and aggressive. We don't want them coming into Buckland, so it would be best to hunt them down now in the old forest itself. Yep. Tunnel through the grapevine.
Might I speak with you a
Here's
moment?
Tully Brockhouse. Now this is a bit easier. Collect seasoned lumber, collect savory mushrooms, and collect a bucket maple sap. Okay. Her living depends on it. She's never had problems until now. The forest creatures have gone strange. I swear the tree roots themselves moved to trip me up, and now I've sprained my ankle. I still need to collect some mushrooms that grow in the west part of the forest, between the bonfire glade and Bald Hill. Also, please bring in some lumber from my seasoning pile. Pile is to the east, past the bonfire glade, and a little south. I need some sap from the old maple on Bald Hill, east of the bonfire glade. I'll gladly split my fee with you. Here, take my bucket for the sap. Thank you kindly. We get just some silver and copper. It's really not a great reward. Here's how much money I have. Might be a little bit difficult to read. I basically have... Yeah, I have 3 gold pieces, 335 silver, and 32 copper coins. So, a decent amount. You really don't need a lot of money in this game. Yeah, maybe if you want to buy a house or like, you know, some really special equipment or buy stuff in the auction house, you'll need money, but for the most part, as long as you're floating like a couple of gold pieces, you'll be fine. So that's the old forest. This is the old forest. It is noontime. And again, the atmosphere in this is fantastic. Like, this is just so well done. It is intimidating without being scary, as I said earlier. And this is the Bonfire Glade. You'll remember in... I forget if it's in the Old Forest or in A Conspiracy Unmasked, which is chapter before it, when they were all talking at Crick Hollow. But Merry tells Frodo and Sam and Pippin that the trees tried attacking Buckland long ago, and the hobbits fought back by burning down a bunch of the trees. And these trees they're not evil trees, but they're not nice trees. They fear the hobbits. They fear, anyone who's gonna chop them down. And in a brazen display of aggression, they tried to get the hobbits to back off of Buckland. It didn't go well, and the hobbits, in retaliation, burned down a bunch of trees and named it Bonfire Glade, which did not really help things at all. These trees are just... I said they're not evil. They're not evil in the same sense that, like, Sauron is evil. I don't think. They're not out for domination. I think they just want to be left alone. To not have, silly little hobbits on their doorstep chopping them up for firewood. All that stuff. So we defeated wolves. Here's the map for the Old Forest. It's the old areas and their maps aren't the best. It's sometimes difficult to follow them closely. Already we're just destroying literally all the bats. We are like Mariano Rivera, throwing a bunch of cutters to lefty hitters. We are destroying the bats. That is a reference that anyone who follows baseball will get. So we're going up the hill. This is up Bald Hill, and it's actually quite a funny coincidence. One of the highest elevation areas on Long Island is called Bald Hill. It's about 15 minutes away from where I grew up. So I always found it quite funny that those locations share a name. This wolf wants to attack me. It's not doing a great job. And now it's dead. We found a savory mushroom. Who need the mushrooms again? Oh, the woodcutter. Totally Brockhouse. Can use the delete key to see if there's other pluckable things nearby. Is this a spider? I think this is a spider. Oh no, this is a bear. Yeah, look what... Yeah, and Professor Corey Olsen's Exploring Lord of the Rings lectures that he does on Discord. When he went through the Old Forest, he was like, look at what's happened to these bears. They have these claw marks. But I think what they, what he theorized in one of the lectures was that this isn't from other bears. This is from the trees attacking the bears. And it really goes to show you just how wild this forest has gotten. We're going to just attack this bear and get rid of him. It's fascinating because this, obviously the big threat in the when they go through the old forest in the book is the trees. The trees make these winding and dangerous paths. They drop branches like that narrowly miss crushing some of the hobbits. And then, you know, they lead the hobbits right down to Old Man Willow. We all know how that goes. So just having the trees as the enemy is just impressive. Now, this is Baldtail. In the book, when they get to Baldtail, the hobbits just see an endless amount of trees. Kind of like when Bilbo and the Hobbit climbs up one of the trees in Mirkwood and is intimidated by the endless amount of trees that he sees there. And they... From the hill, you can't really see it in the game. We eventually want to get to the Barrow Downs. I'm pretty sure in the book they can see the Barrow Downs from the hill, but they can also see just like an endless amount of trees in between them and where they want to go. So you can't quite make it out as well as they were able to in the book. But again, in the book, the trees are just toying with the hobbits. Whereas in this game, it's not really stated explicitly whether or not the trees are actually touring with us. We will get into some battles against some aggressive trees quite soon. We have another savory mushroom. But we never find out if the trees are just like actively, you know, trying to mess with us. So another bat, and another bat goes down. Fletchling Groomwing, another bat. Freeze him. There we go. And there's another savory mushroom. Yeah, the delete key and the page down key. Absolutely essential if you want an easy way to find stuff in this game. You know, the glittery little thing that pops up when you're close to something is very useful, but not as useful as the delete button. Oop. I just saw mushrooms. It's on the other side of this tree. Hopefully this is the right direction. It was not. We also have... Is that silver? I can't tell. Uh-oh. Pissed off bat. No, it's barrow iron. We don't need the barrow iron. Where is this mushroom? Okay, here we go. Hopefully around here. You gotta be kidding me. What is this? Game? Did the game get drunk? I'll just take my anger out on these bats. Oh! Not in the line of sight. We would have hit like 4 of them at once. Would have been amazing. These things really are just incredibly brittle. Here's a mushroom. Didn't even need the delete button for it. It's out there in the middle of nowhere. We need 4 more of them. Again, we will blow all of them up. Yep, they all instantly died. Some more mushrooms. Whoop, hello. Another mushroom back over here. This is a dire glade. Not the most, not the place you feel the most safe in. Any place that's called dire, it's never good. Dire Docks and Mario 64 had that stupid whirlpool that instantly killed you. Those 2 go down. Okay, we got a couple of things here. Interesting. Okay, so obviously we have the mushroom. We'll pick that up. Just need 1 more of those. Got a cocoon here. Nothing bad has ever popped out of a cocoon. I'm sure it's all fine. Ooh, bunch of silver coins. Ralston's the flower, an unearthly white flower gently glowing from within. The forest leaves nearby seem to whisper an ancient name as you approach. What the? Ooh, flowers of the old forest. Pick up the mushroom. And we are 8 out of 8. Okay. Let's get back to the main road. What I think we're going to do is we're going to progressively go deeper and deeper into the forests. So I think right now we're just going to, do a couple of those quests. Screen was glitching. I thought that was sometimes they have a swarm of flies as an enemy, but obviously that was just a plant that was bugging out. A barrow iron over there, I think we can skip that. Where's the season lumber? This is the woodcutter's tail. The woodcutter's seasoning pile east of the bonfire glade. Okay. Well, this is the bonfire glade. Now we just have to head east. There's a bear. Bear tried to scare us. It was not very effective. I think it's actually south, but eventually turns to the east. I could be very wrong. By now, you should know my sense of direction in this game at times is quite poor. You'll slow down the wolf with frost. Fantastic. Oh, a root. We need to destroy those. Yep, there we go. 1 of 3. Got another bear just trying to live his best life. finish him off with lightning. And now we've just arrived in Bear Central. This is a cub, but he's automatically hostile. So unfortunately, we'll have to take him out. Bear made me bleed. We'll just heal that off. Another cub. He's low level. I really do like that they make the younger bears lower level than the adult ones. Yeah, like this one's only level 15. Bark Shredder's Sentinel. There we go. We are one bear away. Took damage for some reason. Oh, I could have just blown them all up. Oh. I think it was a bit mean. I don't think I needed to kill the little yearling. Oh well. Mistakes were made. Okay, let's try and find this lumber. We've already taken out all the bears. We just need to find the seasoned lumber. Again, east of the bonfire glade. That's the only hint we were given. But finding stuff in here without quest trackers is... might be difficult. I think I just walked past a bear that was very angry at me. Oh, I think I found it. Yep, there's the wood pile. Excellent. Oh, and there's a root. And again, another root. That's the last one we needed to take out. Now we just need to take out 6 more wolves. And I think we'll be in good shape. And then I'll turn in all these quests. And part 1 of the Old Forest will be complete. And that's kind of what you want to do. You want to kind of finish like 4 or 5 quests at a time, and each time you clear those quests, they'll ask you to go deeper and deeper into the forest, so you just like gradually explore instead of just like trying to explore all of it at once, getting incredibly lost and frustrated. It really is a much more well-organized way to take things out. And then now we'll freeze him, we'll light him on fire, and then we'll whack him with a stick. He's still alive, and now he's dead. Excellent, very good. Here's Totally Brockhouse. We will give him... Oop. We've done the job, but we've done the job poorly. Sap has already gone bad. Seasoned wood is rotted, and the mushrooms are poisonous. Friend, you can't be blamed, but all this, it's useless to me.
Might I have a word with you?
But here's the twist. All the things you gather for me are useless, rotten, and ruined. Something queer is going on. What with the animals all upset, the forest seeming well. More awake than usual. More awake than usual is a line lifted straight from how Mary describes it in the book. There's a wise old hobbit, a forester, who oft camps a ways into the old forest. Look for him beyond old Muddyfoot's Hill, which you can find southeast of the bonfire glade. Maybe Gilly knows what's going on. I'd appreciate it if you talk to him. Gilliman Brandybuck, that's his name. I'm worried. We had to burn part of the forest when it got too uppity years back. But this is far worse than it was before. If the Bounders have to start another fire, they might destroy the whole forest. And then where will we be? So that's going to be a whole little quest line. I think these 3 quests just end right here.
Just a moment.
I look forward to not hearing the howls in the night. Thank you, Gildil.
Can't a body be left alone?
Well done. User fee. Again, not the best rewards for this, but we'll take it. This guy has a new quest. Oh, he wants me to kill spiders. I guess we could do it. We do get... Ooh. We get a lovely little staff out of this. Bree Skirtle's staff. 10 to 13 common damage, and improves vitality. We will definitely accept that quest. One of my favorite games, and really annoyed that it took me about 15 years before I started playing it. It's the best game. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for giving this stream a watch. We'll be back maybe Sunday night. Maybe Sunday or Monday night. As I said, it's a 3-day weekend here in the US. I have no work on Monday. So, I think we could definitely do this a bit more often coming up. And, this weekend is the perfect time to do it. So until the next time, everyone, stay positive, stay safe, forth, and fear no darkness. See you around.